The experiences described by L. Ron Hubbard, Flo Barnett, and Whitney Mills towards the end of their lives, feeling as though they were being attacked by body thetans, BTs, can likely be attributed to a combination of psychological and neurological phenomena. While Scientology's belief system attributes these experiences to the presence of BTs, from a scientific and medical perspective, there are several plausible explanations based on the physical brain and nervous system activity. 1. Neurological degeneration, e.g., dementia, stroke, or other brain damage. As individuals age, their brain undergoes structural and functional changes. These changes can lead to hallucinations, paranoia, and altered perceptions of reality. L. Ron Hubbard reportedly suffered from a series of health issues, including possible strokes before his death. Neurological degeneration, including dementia or vascular damage due to strokes, can result in visual and auditory hallucinations. These can make a person believe they are seeing or hearing things that aren't there, like body thetans or external entities. Paranoia and delusions, common in conditions like Lewy body dementia or late-stage Alzheimer's, where individuals become convinced of things that are irrational but feel real to them. In such cases, abnormal electrical activity in the brain, particularly in the temporal lobes and parietal lobes, can lead to misinterpretations of sensory input, producing feelings of external presence or persecution. 2. Temporal lobe epilepsy or seizures. The temporal lobe plays a key role in processing sensory input, memory, and emotions. Seizures originating in the temporal lobe can cause vivid hallucinations and feelings of depersonalization, which may be interpreted as the presence of external entities. People with temporal lobe epilepsy often report a strong sense of an external presence or an unseen force around them, which could be interpreted as body thetans in a person steeped in Scientology's cosmology. During a seizure or epileptic activity, the brain's electrical patterns become chaotic, leading to experiences that feel otherworldly or threatening. In this case, the erratic firing of neurons, often at frequencies matching the lower end of Scientology's E-meter parameters, around 7.1 Hz, could reinforce the idea of invading BTs in someone conditioned to believe in their existence. 3. Sleep disorders and sleep deprivation. Sleep disorders like REM sleep behavior disorder or severe sleep deprivation can cause hallucinations and a blending of dreamlike states with reality. In these states, people often experience intrusions of vivid, dreamlike imagery into waking consciousness, which could be interpreted as external entities like BTs. Sleep deprivation also impacts the prefrontal cortex, which is critical for rational thinking and distinguishing between what is real and what is imagined. As Hubbard aged and potentially suffered from chronic sleep disturbances, this would increase the likelihood of hallucinations or delusions about body thetans coming back. 4. Psychosis or delirium. Severe illnesses, infections, or medications, especially those acting on the central nervous system, can cause delirium or psychotic episodes. These conditions can involve hallucinations, delusions, and profound confusion. Both psychotic disorders like schizophrenia and delirium can involve beliefs in external forces or beings trying to influence or attack the person. In someone deeply embedded in the Scientology belief system, psychotic symptoms could manifest as vivid interactions with BTs. 5. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and paranoia. Given the intense emotional and psychological pressures within Scientology, especially at the OT levels, it's plausible that extreme stress or trauma could trigger paranoid delusions or hallucinations. Paranoia, a common symptom of PTSD or prolonged stress, can make individuals feel that they are being watched or attacked by unseen forces, a feeling that could be easily reinterpreted as BTs in a person who has spent decades auditing to eliminate them. Long-term exposure to indoctrination regarding BTs, coupled with prolonged exposure to stress and isolation, as often occurs in the Sea Org or other Scientology environments, could lead to heightened sensitivity to perceived external threats. 6. The psychological impact of Scientology's doctrine. The concept of BTs is central to Scientology's operating thetan, OT levels, especially OT3, where individuals are taught that they are infested with millions of these entities. The process of auditing involves handling BTs, with the understanding that they will eventually be eradicated as one ascends the bridge to total freedom. However, even after completing these levels, individuals might remain hypervigilant or fixated on the idea that BTs could still pose a threat. In the final stages of life, when cognitive function begins to deteriorate and death becomes an impending reality, old fears and indoctrinated ideas may resurface in exaggerated form. Scientology's teachings encourage believers to attribute negative feelings, thoughts, or experiences to the presence of BTs. So it's possible that as these individuals faced illness or the existential anxiety of death, their minds returned to the familiar explanation of BT invasion. Conclusion: the experiences of L. Ron Hubbard and others near the end of their lives likely reflect a combination of neurological degeneration, psychological stress, and conditioned beliefs. As their cognitive abilities declined, they may have been more prone to hallucinations and delusions, which were filtered through the lens of their long-standing beliefs about body thetans. Electrical disruptions in the brain, whether due to epilepsy, sleep disturbances, or other neurological disorders, could have triggered sensations that felt external or invasive, and thus were interpreted as BTs attacking or returning.
Audiences know what to expect, and that is all they are prepared to believe in.
Peter, we've had complaints from all over town. You're gonna have to stop with the kicking.
Oh, yeah? I think my scary, otherworldly, shadowy spirit friends might have something to say about that.